What's up, guys? So with this video, I kind of just want to get straight to the point. I don't want to, do too much talking. I just kind of want to get straight to the point and tell you guys the raw reality of day trading. So just to give you a little bit of background, I have been day trading for literally 5 months now. I started in, let me actually double check. I started around, I started actually trading live markets in March. That's when I bought my first ever eval, and that's actually when I got my first ever payout as well. But before that, February, January, I was back testing. Um, I was just back testing my model, trying to get a hang of it, trying to understand it a lot more, studying, um, and things like that. But basically, yes, yeah. So we're in July. I started trading 4 months ago in March, and March is actually when I first got my first ever payout. Um, and everything happened so quick. I don't have the typical journey that everybody had. Usually everyone goes through all the losses, the blowing eval accounts. Literally, I blew only in March. I remember I bought my first ever eval, and I did blow that eval, right? But the second eval that I bought, I passed it, and then I was funded, and then I requested a payout from it. And I'll actually show you guys here. I requested just a small little payout. It was $518. But from there, it was to the moon. As soon as that payout hit, I bought four more accounts. I copy traded those accounts, and then the month of March, my first ever month trading, I did 5K in 1 month, and I'll show you guys here. March 30th, I did. So there's two payouts there, $518, and then the other one is 4.8K. And then from there, it was to the moon again. I stuck to those accounts. April, I did 20K, and I'll show you guys here. I did 19K in April. So beginning of April, I did 7K, as you can see right there, right where my thumb is at, 7K. And then literally the end of April, I did 11K, right? And it adds up to being like around 19K. Um, so April, I did 19K. Then May comes around, I do 30K. In May, I currently had five Top Step accounts, five 50K Top Step accounts, and then 10 Apex 50K accounts. So I had 15 accounts in total. I was copy trading all those accounts. And then in the month of May, I did 30K. And I'll just show you guys here. So from Top Step, I did 8K. And then up here it says June, but the reason why it says June is because I was using Apex for the first time, so I was kind of having a hard time with like bank issues, and then they were having a hard time like sending the money to my bank and stuff. So I eventually hit the next month, which was June, and as you can see here in the month of June, we have the 7.3 payout and then the 14.9 payout. So in total, I have around $54,000. I did the math here. $54,000 in payouts. That's all straight to my bank account. And right now I'm going through like I guess you could say the typical trader route. I guess you could say when they say that like traders have to go through all the losses and all of that. And it's true. I feel like there is no cheating trading at all. That's the reality of day trading. You can't cheat this, right? You can prevent some things, and you can for sure get to your goals a lot quicker. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that and how you can get there. But you for sure cannot cheat trading. If you go through a loss, you have to deal with that loss, and you have to come back from that loss, right? And there's plenty of ways of dealing with the loss, right? You can journal it. You can go on a walk. You can go to the gym, do things, be productive, right? Um, but that's the truth. Like you can't a loss can happen, and then you can't just like completely ignore it. Like it's just like it's gonna be there, it's gonna be in your head, it's gonna mess with you, and that's just the truth. But the good thing about this, right, is if you're a winner, this is only building character. It's only making you better, it's only making you stronger. It will only add resistance to your trading career, like it has for me. Like literally, look, May, I know I got those payouts in June, but that's because it was a late payout. June, I made nothing. I blew all my accounts. June, I officially blew all my 15 accounts, and now I'm at ground zero. I've blown over 20 eval accounts, right? So I've never really been through this in my trading career where I've been blowing evals on top of evals. And what happened is just my ego. My ego got in the way. I thought I was him. I started scaling super super high when I had my I started risking super high. I'm sorry. Started risking super high when I had my 15 accounts, and my ego got in the way. I thought it was him, but you have to stay grounded with trading. There is like you do have to have an ego to a certain extent. but like it has to be balanced. It has to be super super balanced. You have to be very very grounded. But so if anyone could take away from anything from any of this, it's losses do build character. I am taking a small little break from day trading right now. I'm taking like a 5 day break just because I need to clear my head. I realize that I am starting to be greedy. I want to catch up to that 30K, 20K, 10K month version of myself, but I truly don't need to. There is no rush in this trading game. And the more rushed I feel, you know how that plays out on the live markets. So for sure, don't want to do that. I made sure that I wanted to take a break because taking a break, what that's gonna do, it's like a factory reset. It makes you realize that like, okay, you know what, life is actually good, right? Life is actually good. I don't need those 15 accounts. Me blowing those accounts doesn't define who I am, and it's normal in day trading, right? It's just I never been through it. So that's what I'm going through right now. So just know everything does get better because I remember I actually have something here in my journal, and I'm actually going to read to you guys, and it's very important. So first thing, raw reality of day trading is that losses are normal, right? But you have to stay in the winner mindset. You have to stay in the winner mindset. Before I was profitable, when I had just bought my first eval account, I had already told myself that I was making 10K months, 20K months, 30K months. I was already that version of myself that I was already doing it. So I was doing everything I could. I was telling myself I was profitable. I was telling myself I execute at the highest level. I was telling myself that I get paid to wait for A plus setups. That's what I was doing. And when you can get in that mode, when you can get in that identity, that best version of yourself, then you'll ultimately be you're gonna do what that version of yourself does, right? So that's the second thing that I want to talk about in this video is that like if your identity is not aligned, if you're not like if your identity right now is not aligned to who you want to become in the future or who you see yourself being in the future, then you're just cooked, bro. You're absolutely cooked, and your identity needs to match. You need to start acting like that person, even if that means you got to make some sacrifices. Let me give you guys an example of a sacrifice I made. I used to be a gamer. I used to be a big gamer. I used to love playing video games with my friends. About a year ago is when my no, when I had this great lock-in, like literally when I was back testing, when I was before I bought my first ever eval, before that, 2 months before that, I got rid of my Xbox because I knew it was a big distraction. It was a big distraction, like huge, right? And you always have to think to yourself, like, okay, would my $1 million version of myself really be playing video games for literally majority of his day? No, he wouldn't. He would be productive. And when you remove things like this, and it may not seem like a big sacrifice, but to me it was because I love video games, right? So I just decided to get rid of it. I knew I loved my friends as well. My friends also played video games, but I knew that it was just a distraction. Even if I still had it and I only played it for an hour a day, the energy, when you're gaming, you don't have real life conversations. You have like degenerate conversations. You have dumb conversations, and that energy transfers. Energy truly does transfer. Same with like who's in your circle right now, right? If you don't have friends that are like, if you have friends that are like just wanting to go out, party, drink, and just do dumb stuff every day, you're gonna ultimately end up like them, right? And then same with, it's the other way around, right? If you have people in your circle that are trying to do better, be a millionaire, be successful, work hard, then that energy is gonna transfer, right? Um, so yeah, I don't mean like sacrifice everything, but I will say sacrifice what you feel like holds you back for sure. And if you're not willing to sacrifice, you just don't want it badly enough, and that's just the truth. That's honestly the truth. Um, but yeah, so obviously with that being said, it's identity, right? You have to change your identity, right? And where I'm going with this video is like the first part that I talked about was obviously me going through all the losses. Um, Me explaining the raw reality of day trading, right? So not everything goes your way, right? But things will eventually end up being your way and going your way when your identity starts to shift, right? Literally last month, like when I blew my accounts, I started feeling like shit. I started, I was actually telling myself I was unprofitable, and that's when I knew I had to make a change, because that's not me. That doesn't define me. Blowing those accounts does not define me at all. So I knew that I had to switch everything up. I had to switch my my frame that I had in my head, and it's a lot harder now because I'm taking losses in trading. So it's a lot harder. So literally what I'm doing now is what you guys have to do. Change your identity. Who are you? Who are you now? Right? It's deeper than psychology. It's not just discipline, revenge trading. Like the only way you act on those things is by changing your identity and who you are now, right? Like if like you can be really disciplined, you can be going to the gym, you can be eating well, but if you tell yourself that like it's truly this is the difference right here. If there's one person that says I am not profitable right now, but I will be, or it's the person that says I am profitable right now, even though he's not profitable. That's the difference. Because you just saying I will become profitable is like it's like you're just throwing it out there. You're not really doing everything you need to do in order to become profitable. But if you tell yourself that I am profitable, then you will do the things that you need to do in order to become profitable. You will listen to your rules. You will execute at the highest level. You will back test for an hour to 2 hours a day. That's what you ultimately do. And also, raw reality of day trading as well is like there's a reason why there's only 1% of people who make it. And it is the hardest business model out there, and I completely agree. I do not recommend anybody to get in this business model, like truly, unless like you really really want it. Um, but I do not recommend anybody because I understand, and I've seen people. I have some people in my circle that like life can get really deep with day trading. Like people can start to take their own. People can want to take their own lives. Um, or just do bad things. It puts them in a negative spot, depression, and just because like they're just what they're not doing good in their trading career, and it can take a toll on people. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just kind of wanted to be honest with you guys. So two key lessons again is identity is huge. Well, first of all, losses are normal, 100%, and they build character. So don't feel discouraged by them. Second, identity is huge. If you are not aligned with your best version, with the best version of yourself, then you will fail, and it's a fact. And let me tell you, you will get to your goals so much more quicker by being this identity, being this new version of myself. And that's just simple things like telling yourself, for an example, this is why I pulled out my journal. Literally, I think it was February. Okay, I said, it is the second. It is the 22nd of February, and I got a 70% win rate on FX replays. So what I was planning to do is I wanted to get a 70% win rate, so I proved to myself that I know my model. Okay, that way I could buy my account. So that's what I did. So I got a 70% win rate on FX replays. Yesterday I got my first eval, and I told myself, the truth is I have already passed my eval. Everything that I want is coming slowly to me, and all thanks to God. Um, and then I also said, I said before this, on the 11th of February, before I got a 70% win rate, I said the truth is, I have already gotten a 70% win rate with back testing. The truth is, I already passed my eval. The truth is, I already passed my funded. The truth is, I already am profitable. The truth is that this year I will be profitable, and I am profitable. And I said at the end, I am a profitable day trader. So like I wasn't just saying bullshit. Like people just might think like this is like what like you're cringe. Like what are you saying? Like this is like I was telling myself this every day, and I'm starting to do it now again after blowing my 15 accounts. I'm starting to tell, and I'm starting to feel it again. I feel good. I feel grateful, right? I feel super super grateful, like how I did in the beginning. I'm starting to feel detached from making money again, and that's when you're most dangerous. When you can detach yourself from money and your payouts, that's when you become the most dangerous man on earth when it comes to day trading. I'm telling you. I'm telling you that is a sauce. But in order to do that, you need to be that best version of yourself. And you know what that best version of yourself looks like. But yeah, that's the whole video. That's kind of what I wanted to just talk about. I have been profitable for the past 4 months, but last month and this month I have not made any money, but I don't care because at the end of the day I am a millionaire and I am profitable, so it doesn't matter to me. I've been back testing like crazy for the past couple of days, taking a little break, taking a step back, understanding that there is no rush in this game, absolutely not. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't work hard still. You should work hard, back test, study, watch videos. Yes, but understand, take a deep breath, and then look back and just be like, okay, I'm not in a rush at all, right? This is my journey, right? That's why trading is a you versus you thing, right? It's not a me and my business partner thing. It's a you versus you. So just take advantage of that and understand that it's completely normal. But if any of you guys have questions on anything or anything like that, um, just comment. But yeah, it's that simple, guys. It's trading is that simple, and you can take this with anything, not even just trading, any business model. Um, but yes, but yeah, other than that, I will be uploading a lot more. I just don't know. I don't know what, and I don't know when. Maybe some like day in the lives, or even my journey too. I did want to upload this just so I could look back when I get even bigger, crazier payouts, and I'm gonna be like, damn, I knew I was right, and I know I'm right, and that's the fact. But yeah, peace out, guys.